Personal Story segment tonight has critical mass been reached in Hollywood. Seems the entertainment industry is about as anti-Trump as any economic concern could ever be.
Good evening, fellow SAG-AFTRA members and everyone at home and everyone in airports that belong in my America. You are a part of the fabric of who we are, and we love you and we welcome you.
That last night on the heels of President Trump's refugee order. With us now, the co-president of The Hollywood Reporter, Janice Amin. So, I think, and I'm in the movie business, as you know now. I'm kind of a mini mogul, all right? Because they make my books into movies. I think critical mass has been reached. I think the Trump supporters, all right, 46% of the electorate that voted for him had it with Hollywood. They've had enough. And that's going to show up in economics. They're not going to see some of the movies. They're not going to watch some of the TV shows. Am I wrong?
I think you have a point to some degree. I think these award shows, you know, you've been to them, I go to them. The Room, you are speaking, you are preaching to the choir when you give one of those speeches. And you get very caught up in the moment. And there's also this huge pressure now to have social moments. These kinds of speeches you saw last night at the SAG Awards that you will see at the Oscars, they travel. You know, people talk about them online.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I think there are producers in town. I know the Oscar producers don't agree with this, but there are awards show producers in town who feel that lots of people watch television, and awards shows are in the business of ratings. And people, it's not just people in Los Angeles and Manhattan who watch these shows. There are people in Texas and Florida and Ohio.
So they're now watching them. The SAG Awards last night were down big time from the last two episodes. And so I think a lot of people just started to hear this stuff and then turned it off.
Well, people come to these shows for escape. They want entertainment.
They don't want politics.
You have been watching, if you were tuned into the news all weekend, it was protests, it was stuff about Trump and Steve Bannon, and you know, you couldn't escape it. And so there's a mindset among some people that you want to turn on the TV on Sunday night and have your release from all of this.
But it's more than that, though. You know, Ashley Judd giving that speech, I think she ruined her career. I do. Well, as a leading woman, I mean, she can still act and get roles, but as somebody who can open a movie or they're going to feature, it's over.
Well, I think what we learned from this past election was that the right is as mobilized as the left is online now.
That's right.
And all you have to do is do one search of boycott liberal celebrities. And there's
a lot of danger for these celebrities who depend on the public to buy their product.
Yes.
A lot of danger. Now, reverse McCarthyism, all right? If there had been a SAG, I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild. I'm a member of the union. So say I had been giving out an award last night, which they would never. See, you're laughing. She's laughing. That would never happen out here. Although I did give a Kennedy Center's Award out. But they would never invite me. But if I had, I would have said, you know what, we should all calm down because the actual order isn't that bad. The execution may have not been good, but the order, you know, it makes a little sense. They would have booed me. I would have got, you know, they would have.
The hook.
Right. I would have, the band would have started to play if there was a band. I mean, people would have had heart attacks. And then I would have been ever invited anywhere again. Isn't that reverse McCarthyism?
This is a town with almost a singular mindset. Is it reverse McCarthyism?
Yeah, because you can get banished. You know, say I was an actor, not a brilliant journalist, all right? And say I depended on producers hiring me, and I said something like that at the SAG Awards. I wouldn't work.
Okay, I think there are actors of high caliber, and I would put you among them, not as an actor, but as a figure in Hollywood. Jon Voight, for example. People, Gary Sinise, they can work. They can be outspoken. They have a platform. But I think if you are, you know, the struggling up-and-comer.
Marginal.
Yes, I do think that there are going to be people who will.
That's an excellent point, because there are outspoken conservatives who still work. Last question. Mel Gibson.
Yes.
That surprise you? Get nominated for Best Director and Best Picture.
I mean, Hollywood loves narratives, right? People get built up, they get torn down, they get built back up again.
So after this time, they've forgiven him?
They've forgiven him, and I think people like this. They've largely forgiven him enough. Let's remember who's in the Academy: elderly people, you know, a lot of women. Like it is. they forgave him. These are the people he largely offended. And remember, we have one agency, WME, who fired him, who refused to work for him, and now he goes and signs with the rival across the street.
Yeah, I was surprised. And most of the people I know in the business were surprised at Gibson, but it was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge. So, Janet, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.